Hey guys, my name is Raven Phoenix and this is Drawing the Human Figure from Your Mind, lesson 116. So now with all this information about the human head and the neck that we possess now, we're going to actually create a real character design which can be published and can be used for, let's say, video games if you wanted to, right? We're going to do this because we want to understand, okay, with all this acquired knowledge, what can I do with it already? So here I'm going to start out and make like a really tough character for your your typical video game genre. So here I'm just gonna put in say circle here, divide it in half, make it go down here, and here's where we can start to now understand, okay, how can we change the characters? So we can like very slightly, right? So this is like the center, we know that's going to be the center. We can like put the jaw out a little bit if we want it, right? And we can so here's that center here, and we can give this guy like a nice strong jaw over here, and you can even make this wider if you wanted to. And here we'll now make the eyes, and this is where we can now experiment with these different concepts for the eyes here. So for like this eye here, I'm going to do this slowly here, we can make it much more much more slimmer. It doesn't have to be that thick. Each character is just going to be turn out to be different here. And let's say over here we know that, okay, he's going to have a very thin eyelid here, and he's going to have this this fat area here going down over here, and this is where we know the center, right? If you know the center, you can start to make those eyes, meaning that you don't have to you can move the brow area down a little if you need to give your character a different look here. Okay, so here we have this, and we can now start to develop the we can give him a much more thinner area here for the brow here. We can develop this because we know what the muscles are, and we know it's going to go like this, right? And we know that this sometimes you have that space in the middle here for in the middle of the brows. So over here here we can now, we know that all of this is going to be dark here anyways, right? So we can now start to make different type of eyebrows that really dig deep into the area, the central area of the eye here. So here I'm going to do the same thing. It's very much more closer over here, and we can just make it much more thicker, give them like thicker eyebrows here that go this way. They don't have to come down over there. And this is like I'm doing very detailed stuff over here. I just want you to see here. So here we know that, right? We know that the nose is going to be here, and this is where we can give him like a thicker nose. Where we can see somehow a little bit of his nostrils over here. And just fiddling around with it a little bit, thinking it out, planning it out, how I want to do this. It's going to have like a bone here, the thickness for the nose here. So we're not going to make this realistic. We're going to just keep it, more of an outline here. that this is going to go here, down, over here. And here we can like give him like a different look here, like an angrier look, meaning that we know that because people can do strange things with their lips here. He's like sneering a little. Gonna get like that ditch over here, like this, and you're gonna get maybe more lines over here to toughen him up a little bit. Okay, so here we can now erase some of this stuff over here, these lines, and just develop this area here a little further. He's got a strong cheekbone over here. We can like give him a goatee or something over here. He's got like a strange goatee over here. Like give him the his ears over here. And over here we'll like give him some kind of a device here, right? And we'll develop this a little further here. Give him like maybe a kind of like a thick bandana here. So this is like your typical really, we're trying to make like a tough character here for those characters that all they know how to do is like just accomplish the mission. They're trained soldiers, and they only know how to shoot aliens and whatever you have that's going to be in the computer game. We can like make this more of a cloth type of thing here, develop it more, maybe give him like some kind of a sign here. It's like some kind of a tattoo on the on his bandana here. I'm going to darken this area up a little, bring his eyes out a little. Make it more and more realistic. Because you're not going to make the same lines on both sides, right? It has to do with keeping it as organic as possible. Everybody's going to have different eyes, and that's what you have to notice in real people. You know how the eyes become, you know how the facial features are different on both sides, and stuff like that. So here we can like give him like a some kind of a stitch over here, like a cut over here. You know, give him, work on the jawbone a little bit, work on these ideas. You know, bring these details out, and you can paint these. You know, scan them into the computer, color them. Do whatever you want. He's gonna like have a niche over here. Okay, so here we can now begin to make the neck here, right? So we can, let's say, put him on an angle here, and say that, look, this guy, and here's. So if you like divide it in 3 parts, anyways, right? You're gonna figure out how much you need to go down, anyways. So give him like these really thick clavicles here, and we can now start and give him that Adam's apple here, you know, like this. Here we're just doing this regular shading here. And using that knowledge that we possess now about those muscles, right? We can start to, and you can put in like that secondary muscle here, and this is where the back, those muscles from the back are going to be now coming in. And this clavicle would be here. So I'm just going to leave it to where we're currently at, so I don't want to get too far ahead in here. And this clavicle can go over here. So you see, like, we don't have to, you know, when we're sketching out these ideas, when we possess this knowledge, you don't have to even use basic shapes. You know, when you're doing dynamic poses and stuff like that, they'll come in handy. You don't have to use them all the time here. And we can just keep developing this guy more and more and more. Okay, so now what we can do is just give him that typical, you know, let's say we give him over here some kind of a black collar system. You know, he's like got this really thick collar here, okay, and it's like all black in here like this. So we're like accessorizing him now. We're beginning to understand what we can do with these characters. Give them more and more stuff here, and then we can like give them like huge accessories over here. You know, cutting like this, and we can design these out to whatever we want them to be here. We can like work on these more and more and more. He's got this black shirt in here. Okay. And over here we can like give him the other. And these are like your typical, you know, really mean fighting machines that go on these crazy missions on these video games that are coming out now. So here we'll just erase all this stuff in here and begin to comprehend these ideas as Okay, how is this information now allowing us to do better character designs here, right? Because we know the human form, we don't have to worry about so much over here. So I'm just gonna give him, just a few details here, like this. Just think of these ideas, because you can always come back and make this very realistic. Paint it up, whatever you want to do here. Give him some designs on his inside shirt here. They're going to be like these huge shoulder blades. And we can like give him some markings here, marking over here. This can be like a little darkish, bring out like some white stripes and stuff. Just play around with these ideas. And over here, we can give him like a triangle over here. Give meaning to these markings, and just shade this whole thing in a little bit. And these type of characters are actually quite easy to create. You just have to mess around with them, and because you know what they're going to look like. They're following that typical character design look of those really tough soldiers for like these first-person shooters that you can start to put in. And we can get very complicated here. I'm not spending too much time here. Just want to show you that these ideas here, and we can like put in some pockets and belts. This will go down over there. More of these would go down over there, and stuff like that. And here we can just finish it off. We can like give him some kind of a weapon in the back here. Some complicated weapon over here. It's just hanging off from the side over here. Think of these as these 3D forms here. What do you want them to do here? You can just say USA here, some kind of a serial number or something, some barcodes, and you can get these magazines on these guns, use them as references, build your own guns, and get a feel for these ideas here. And over here we can now control this. Okay, so we're almost done here. Let me spend this 2 minutes here. So we can now control this as a composition design too, right? Let's talk about a little composition. It's really understanding how do we want to control the eye when the person looks at this, right? Especially when you're doing character designs, you're going to have to answer to your boss here. And when he looks at it, he wants to know, he wants to look at it and feel the design here. So you want his eye to go. So over here, when you look at it, your eye is going to go here. And we can now control this a little bit and put like another small device over here, some kind of a system over here, a strange weapon, but this is a little shorter than this one, and this gives you that star composition, right? So once we put on the arms and the whole thing, we can keep developing this further and further and make it pretty cool here. All right. So here is that side view of the thing that I was saying, and here like we can now put in these complicated mics here, of some kind of a mic system, right? And you can even put like devices on the eye over here. Let's actually do that. Let's see what this would look like. Some kind of an an eye device over here that he can wear. Everything is built on the side over here, right? And we can just keep building and understanding these ideas here. So we'll now move on to the front torso. Hope you join me for that. Thanks.